Thank you. We're talking a lot about passion, and you shared a lot about your core values. And I was just curious, how do you and Lev communicate that core value and that vision in your company? And how do you encourage others in your organization to share that fresh experience?
It's a very good question, because I think that, as I started my point, it's very difficult to point out to a few sort of brand codes. It took us, 3 years to come up with a brand statement. It's a lot easier to talk about things in 3, 4, 5 sentences. It's a lot more difficult in one. For us, there's things like, artisanship and quality and alchemy and storytelling is really where we came from. And I think that, the part of, as obviously in the last few years and the years progress, where you find that when you're leading an organization and you can't really be in the same way day-to-day operationally, because you have to lead the company strategically. You find that you have to remove yourself a little bit from certain aspects, and that's why where words become very important, where sort of aspects where it's not just me and him that created at this point. We have a really strong sort of group that we're all around the same table, and we're all sort of throwing and debating and speaking about what these words are. But I think that's a key. You find sort of what is the core of any business. Anything that means if you're doing product, if you're presenting a service, even literally about who you are. It's a great experience, which probably would be great at interviews, but people love to ask you, in 3 words, what 3 adjectives you would use to describe yourselves. Why do you think they do that, that's your brand. Who you are is your brand first, not what you do. And it sounds maybe a little hard, but in a way, sort of like, there's so many shortcuts. You have to know what to answer.